Hey, Maria, back with another video. Looks like it's getting close to bedtime, 9:17. I usually head to bed around this time. But, I have so much on my mind, and, I know that it's very difficult for me to express my feelings because, I don't want to interrogate, the people that I love. I'm not going to sit here and badger my son and badger my husband, But, I do feel like it's just sometimes it just gets overwhelming with the shock and the worry and the just absolute disgust that I feel towards everyone involved in this. I feel like, so much has been wrong for such a long time. And like I said, I take responsibility for, lying to my husband, but that to me is just so stupid. It's like a bunch of angry people just wanting to be angry and evil for no apparent reason. It's ridiculous. When it comes to my husband's family, I don't really care. I mean, I've always tried to be civil, but, I could tell that, through time. Actually, I met his mother and his mother's sisters many years ago when I first started dating, and they just seemed like, I know his mom seemed like a two-faced bitch, but I just figured something's wrong with her, whatever. But I can understand her being upset, but, she should have just come out and asked me about it instead of making a big issue of it the way that she did. I mean, that obviously just goes to show you how jealous and manipulative she was. I mean, she just, like I said, it should have been something that she should have mentioned to me, as well as my siblings. I just think the whole thing is just stupid. There's so many people who have done serious crimes, okay? Like, they're involved in all kinds of illegal dealings, and, this issue is not even against the law, okay? I mean, lying to your husband is not going to get you in any legal trouble. It's not. But these people, the way that they act, oh my God, you act like you would think that you're guilty of treason or or espionage or something crazy like that. I mean, these people treat it like it's a goddamn crime. It's not a crime, Was it silly? Yeah. Was it foolish? Yeah. Was it sloppy? Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. But we all do things, and I think if that's like the worst you can come up with, I mean, come on now. But that's just an excuse. It's all just an excuse. And I was thinking today how employers should slowly but surely implement this very serious issue into their into the workplace. And I kept thinking, okay, how would the scenario be played out? Like if somebody calls in and says, I have a sister who's working there, and I think you should do this, this, and this. And these phone calls should be handled professionally, and they should say, I'm sorry, but we are, we would have to consider you. Actually, I think it should be responded in a way where it's polite, but communicate to them that they're not allowed to manipulate those situations, and they should refer to some sort of law. There's laws written, certain section codes or whatever, and they need to make sure they have reference to that. And then if this person is persistent, like they're just demanding, you could tell them, if you continue to call, we're going to have to turn your name over to law enforcement, because this is against the law. It's a crime. Some people think it's just a family dispute or something, it has no place in the workplace. It's illegal, okay? This has been going on for years, okay? And there's a lot of people who experience this issue, and they think to themselves, what am I doing wrong? They really think they're doing something wrong. Let me tell you something. My family has been doing this to me for years, before I even met my husband, okay? Before I even met them. And even got here to Bakersfield. So this is an excuse, kind of, it's like an excuse, okay? And they have ruined many of my relationships throughout my life. Okay, I now realize that. And it's just it's a form. It is family scapegoating, but it's just I guess people some people are very competitive, you know what I mean? And I never realized that. I never realized that my siblings were competitive. I mean, there are little things that we used to do as kids, but I never thought or made much of it. But it's actually a very serious issue. You know, the bullies on the playground actually become bullies as adults. But it is very strange. It is very odd. And I can see why a lot of people, you know, initially who were involved in this may not have even realized that when they heard the term gang stalking that they were indeed involved in something illegal like this. I'm sure. I think some did, but I think the majority of them really had no idea that this was against the law. You know, I feel completely violated. You know, and these people should be sued. They should be sued, each and every single last one of them. They should be sued. You know, I have a perp on my channel who's a subscriber, and I'm going to tell you what, I don't appreciate her being a subscriber. I really don't. I feel as though, you know, these people, I need to break away from them. This is not the kind of association I want. I don't want to associate with people who behave like this. You know, my family is one thing, okay? They're my blood relatives, and like I said, I really never expected them to just dive into my life, especially since we live so far away, okay? I know that they used to do crazy stuff when we were kids, but I'm in my house in this town, and even though I don't live that far away from my sister, I think I live far enough from her to not even think that she would do something like this. Never. And when it comes to my husband's family, you know, they have absolutely no right to do anything to me at all. None whatsoever. They have no right to make any decisions for me, and they can't force me to conform to a way of life that I personally think is insane. I think it's insane. And the reason why is because I feel as though their views are overly simplistic. It's black or white, and if you can't, you know, they want to force and cram stuff down your throat that to the point of where they're willing to actually kill you for it. I'm sorry. I just think that's insane. You know, and all this stuff is just all thrown together. It's like a mind fuck. Literally. It really is. That's the only way I could describe it. I don't really care what their reasons were because it's not justifiable. None of it is. I think it's just, you know, his family thought, oh, well, she's a black girl, and we're going to boss her around, we're going to tell her what to do, and we're going to take her away her job. And, like, it's not the right. I believe his cousin is involved in this, you know, who used to be my previous landlord. If she walked up to me now, I would not even recognize her. I don't even know this woman. I don't know her at all. At all. Okay? I remember meeting her maybe once, and I can't tell you what hair color she has. I don't really remember what her body type was. I don't remember if she's shorter or taller than me. I honestly, truthfully, don't know this woman. Okay? So if she had anything to do with it, she really has a lot of nerve. And I can tell you right now, the motive was completely racist. I don't even know that woman at all. All she knows is that if she's involved with this, all she knows is that I'm married to her cousin, and they met me one time, and she probably knew that I told my husband that I was half white or something, but other than that, she really doesn't know me. And I can understand her getting irritated, like, why would this girl tell him something like that? But ultimately, really, she could have put a bug in his ear, and then he could have confronted me, or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think the way she handled it, it just shows, if she was involved with it, okay, that, you know, what her true motives were. So, all of it, to me, is bizarre. I think maybe they thought that, you know, the kind of line of work that I was interested in was something that I wasn't entitled to have because I wasn't white, and also the fact that I wasn't a part of their weird, warped, crooked religion. You know, that's what I'm saying, is a lot of these so-called Christian people, they want to make up things as they go along, and they feel as though they are above the law, and this is something that I find absolutely disgusting in people. Yeah, I mean, it's very strange. It's almost like, I'm starting to see people for what they really are, and it's just shocking. It's shocking, because I'm the kind of person, I can't think like that. I can't think like, somebody has something, so I'm going to be manipulative to try to take it. I just don't, I'm just not like that at all. And I never really thought that I had, like, a bunch of shit so that people can get cutthroat over something like this. I really never, I don't have anything. I'm very, I have very little material things. Very little material things. Do I have a lot of clothes and stuff like that? Yeah, but, I mean, they're not expensive. I have some expensive clothes, but I will say that most of I don't really have a lot of material things. I'm very, simple. I'm very simple. So, this, I don't know what the deal is. Who knows? It's just, I understand my family's weird, and then, like, I think his family, my husband's family, I don't even like to think that, or even be reminded that he comes from that family. I really don't, And I try to just, I enjoy him. I enjoy living here at the house with him. And I don't have to like his family. I don't. And he doesn't have to like mine, because, being married is about making and establishing your own life. And sometimes, sometimes, people follow tradition, and some people have to sprout out and do their own thing. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be anything like his mother, and I don't want to be anything like his aunt, or anybody else like that. I don't admire her in any way, shape, or form. I don't like her. And I don't see any justification for what she did at all, other than she's a racist bitch. And so, and so that pretty much is the end of that, But still, even, I really don't see where this was such a big deal. I really don't. I don't think it was, I think it was just something that, because I'm in an environment that, aligns with white supremacist views, whether they realize it or not. I mean, it's just in them, okay? It's ingrained in them. It's a part of their upbringing, and they're used to it. I'm not judging it one way or the other. It just fucking is, okay? But, maybe if this would have happened in, like, I don't know, maybe New York or somewhere else, maybe people would just kind of thought, oh, well, whatever, They might have laughed or thought, okay, whatever, and just kind of moved on. But I think in this particular area, I just think it was just something too, an excuse to lash out and enact racist actions, or do things that were, racist. So anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking a lot about domestic stalking and gang stalking, and just the fact that I can clearly see that this is a very corrupt situation, and it's just mind blowing. It is. It's mind blowing to me, because it's obvious. It's just so obvious. I think it's intrusive. I've always believed, based on what I understood, on how to run a business and how to conduct yourself properly, that there should be I understand some people, I have very close friends at work, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they don't respect boundaries. I mean, what happened here is just absolutely insane. I don't care. To me, I think this is just way overblown, and I think it's stupid. I think the whole damn thing is fucking beyond stupid. And just the very fact that people reacted the way that they did just goes to show you how foolish of a place that I have to deal with this bullshit. This is the kind of bullshit. I'm the kind of person who, I'm worth the kind of money that a company would want to put out, because I have the experience and I have the knowledge. Okay? I know I'm good at what I do. I know that I am. Okay? I'm good at accounting. You know, and I'm also good at directing and guiding and planning. I understand these sort of things. And yet, I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? You know? Because somebody can easily make a phone call and make somebody change direction or change somebody's life anytime they want to. That's insane. And it's like, that's why we have employment laws. I mean, I'm just shocked. But all this just should prove my point, okay? There should be no question about my abilities to do my job. Recognize the situation for what it is. I have a stalker, okay? And then I'm also being domestically stalked. I was cause stalked by these weirdos that blended in with the original domestic stalkers and then evolved into some craziness. You know, there's certain places that you can go and you can tell what is holy or what is, I don't know, something that's touched with a very positive vibe, or, you know, like there's certain old churches that I like going into. I can feel that there is a beautiful energy in there. And then you go to some places, like some people have talked about going into houses, maybe a haunted house or something, or maybe a secluded desert area, and they get this really creeped out feeling. It's like we have a sixth sense, you know. We don't. It's one of those senses that have been tuned out because we're constantly being programmed with other things. But it's a part of our natural makeup, and if we take time to, you know, just calm down and slow down, we'll start to listen to that, you know. But anyway, where was I going with this? I was going natural. So sorry, I'm so tired right now. Anyway, I guess I lost my train of thought. I'm so tired. I've just been my mind is overworked, and I'm just exhausted. This whole situation has just literally exhausted me. You know, from the time that I put in looking for work to the time driving back and forth, making phone calls, and constantly worrying, like, what the hell is going on? You know, this has been a very traumatizing experience, and one that was completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. I mean, I can't understand how people couldn't see what that was. Did they really think that was okay for my sister to call up a business and start raising hell? For what reason? She didn't like my clothes? Or whatever, just nitpicky. So I'm thinking about stuff that happened many years ago before all this, and I'm thinking, okay, I remember people just like changing on me for stupid stuff, you know, just stupid stuff, you know, and now I'm like, okay, I get it. But I've been reading a lot about it. This happens to a lot of people, it really does, and you know, and it's in the laws written for the state as well as the country. And I don't want to not mention employment laws. These laws are all together, you know, talking about blacklisting, gang stalking, you know, of course, the discriminatory laws. These laws are, like I said, they're well written, but they are poorly enforced. And also, the sad part is that the majority of the people are in these positions don't understand the laws. And if this is the first time you've heard these laws, or even considered the possibility to start even looking into laws about discriminatory laws, then that says a lot. It speaks volumes, okay? And you can't deny the fact that this is a corrupt issue, okay? Because I'm the one who's truly qualified, and these people still have jobs. I mean, jobs that, you know, are taking care of their needs. So, yeah, this is like serious bullshit. But that's the reason why this channel was established in the first place. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Have a wonderful evening.